Welcome back, everyone. Today is an infuriating and sad day for justice. P. Diddy, the Lord of Lube, has somehow slipped through the cracks of the legal system. Despite overwhelming evidence of decades of alleged criminal activity, the jury has reached a verdict. And it's a mixed bag that feels like a slap in the face to victims and anyone who believes in accountability. Let's dive into this absolute travesty and break down what just happened. The jury has spoken, and P. Diddy has been acquitted of the most serious charges against him. Let's break it down. Count 1. Racketeering, not guilty. Count 2. S-trafficking, not guilty. Count 3. Lesser charge, example. Mann Act violation, guilty. Count 4. Another charge, not guilty. Count 5. Another lesser charge, guilty. These 2 guilty verdicts, they're the Weenie Hut Jr. of charges. Relatively minor compared to the heavy-hitting racketeering and S-trafficking counts. Each carries a maximum of 10 years, so a combined total of 20 years is possible. But let's be real, he's not seeing anywhere close to that. The defense team was reportedly over the moon, with Diddy himself standing up and clapping like he just won an Oscar. His friends and family erupted in applause, as if this was some Tumblr fanfic come to life. Meanwhile, victims and onlookers are left stunned. Let's talk about the evidence. For years, allegations have swirled around P. Diddy, decades of reported criminal activities, from racketeering to S-trafficking, including claims involving Cassie Ventura. The prosecution presented what seemed like a mountain of evidence: testimonies, documents, and even video footage. The Mann Act charges, for example, only required proving that state lines were crossed for prostitution purposes. No force or coercion needed. That felt like low-hanging fruit for the prosecution. Yet, somehow, the jury wasn't convinced on the big charges. The S-trafficking charge, which carried a 15-year minimum, required showing force, fraud, or coercion. The defense managed to convince the jury there was reasonable doubt here, which is baffling to anyone who's followed this case. Lawyers I've watched on live streams were just as shocked, calling the not guilty verdicts on racketeering and S-trafficking a stunning victory for the defense. Apparently, the RICO charges were poorly conveyed to the jury, making it an uphill battle from the start. But the S-trafficking acquittal? That one feels like a gut punch. Now we move to sentencing for the 2 guilty charges. The maximum is 20 years, but don't hold your breath. Maximum sentences are rare, reserved for the worst cases. Given Diddy's time served and the nature of these lesser charges, we're likely looking at a slap on the wrist. Maybe a few years, possibly just probation. Some lawyers speculate the judge might say, "You've learned your lesson," and let him walk with a wagging finger. And bail? The judge is currently deliberating that. If Diddy walks free on bail, or gets a light sentence, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws the biggest party the world has ever seen, what he allegedly calls a freak-off. It's like something out of a dystopian novel, and it's hard not to feel like the system has failed here. This case reeks of a familiar stench: money and influence. Time and time again, we see high-profile figures with deep pockets dodge serious consequences. It's no secret that Diddy's legal team was a powerhouse, even after one of his big lawyers quit, citing ethical concerns. Somehow, they pulled off this win. I can't help but wonder, what swayed the jury? Was it the defense's charisma? A lack of clarity in the prosecution's case? Or something else entirely? The online reaction is just as wild. I tuned into a live stream where some fans, let's call them the Free Diddy drones, were celebrating like he just dropped a new album. Someone even donated to ask if Diddy could sue the government for these charges. I mean, come on, are we living in a simulation where stupidity rains down like acid? Meanwhile, others, like a bodyguard who testified against Diddy, are reportedly terrified for their safety. This man has a well-documented history of dangerous behavior, and now he might walk free. This verdict is a disaster for justice. It's a reminder that the system doesn't always work for the victims, especially when money and power are involved. If you're as outraged as I am, Let me know in the comments. Should Diddy face harsher consequences? Can the system ever hold people like him accountable? Hit that like button if you're as fed up as I am, and subscribe for more updates on this case and others. Until next time, keep your eyes open, and maybe sleep on your back. Thanks for watching.